Hey, welcome back. So today I have such a highly requested video for you guys. I know so many of you asked me this over in DMs on Instagram. I've had so many comments about it, and it is how to move up in strength of tretinoin without going through all that irritation, peeling, redness, breaking out all over again. So if you haven't been following my journey with tretinoin on here already, then just to give you a little bit of a backstory, I started using tretinoin 2.5 years ago, I believe now, maybe a little bit less than that. After I finished a course of Roaccutane, my skin was really breaking out in my late 20s after coming off the pill. So I use tretinoin to kind of maintain the effects from Roaccutane and also hopefully prevent any signs of premature aging because I'm now in my early 30s. I literally love this skincare ingredient so much. It has honestly been such a game changer for my skin. So I always get very excited making videos on this subject. So now that I've moved up in strength twice, I thought I would share some tips, some learnings, sharing some mistakes I made to hopefully help you when you're moving up in strength do it successfully without all those horrible side effects. So I know I'm going to get asked this question, and it's which brand of tretinoin do I use, and I'm actually alternating between two at the moment. One is Reticure, which I get through the Reticare website, and the other one is a subscription with Dermatica, which is 0.1%. Dermatica very kindly gifted me the subscription, so I'm not paying for it myself, but honestly, when it runs out, I definitely will be. It's such a great formulation. I'm really enjoying using this. So the first thing that I'm really going to mention here, and it's no surprise, but it is really treating this like you're starting tretinoin again, because honestly, to avoid all of these side effects, one of the key things you need to do is just go gently and be really, really patient. So instead of just switching overnight and going from 0.025% or whichever strength you're currently on to moving up, I would not just switch those out. I have actually tried to do that and it was not good. I would just treat it as if you're starting again. So when I first started tretinoin, I didn't just go in and use it every night. I still don't use it every night. I still use it every other night. And I just applied it once a week to begin with. So what I would suggest doing for you, if you're also thinking about moving up, is actually to replace one evening that you would normally apply tretinoin with the higher strength, and do that probably for a few weeks. That way you can really kind of integrate it into your routine without kind of shocking your skin and starting all of these negative side effects all over again. It can be kind of challenging because I know you're always looking for results, and if you don't see results, you always think, okay, let me just push it on to the next level. But I did that over the summer when I was moving up in strength, and quite honestly, it really did shock my skin. I found that actually I was breaking out way more than I expected to be, and yeah, my skin just felt very sensitive. I know it was the summer, and that's definitely not a good time to be moving up in strength. I did it anyway, which was definitely a mistake. So yeah, just be patient with your skin, understand that this is going to take a little bit of time for your skin to adjust, and yeah, just go easy really. The next thing I want to mention is actually the idea of alternating the two. So it kind of touches upon what I just mentioned, but I definitely have started to do that this time round. So for example, over the summer, I tried to move from 0.05% up to 0.1% without really kind of, I don't know, being easy on myself and just doing that transition process I just spoke of. And so now that I've kind of pulled things back, I then stopped using the higher strength and went back to using 0.05 while my skin kind of recovered and adjusted again. And now this time I've taken, I think it's almost 2 months now that I've been doing this. I've been alternating between the two. So one evening I'll use 0.05 and then I'll use the 0.1. I should also add that I'm still only using tretinoin every other night. So realistically, I'm probably applying the different strengths maybe once or twice a week. So that's how I'm doing it, and it's working really, really well for me. Another point I want to make is thinking about the moisturiser that you're using. It's so important to look after your skin and hydrate it when tretinoin is drying you out. My favourite is still definitely CeraVe. I've been using that for absolutely ages, but I did notice when my skin was really, really red, really kind of, I don't know what the word is, like it just felt very sensitive, I guess. I started using a Cetaphil moisturiser, which was targeting redness, and during that period of time, it worked really, really well for me, helped to calm everything down. So definitely consider what moisturiser you're using and maybe pivot slightly if you are experiencing any side effects, just while your skin's adjusting. I also use the buffing method, so I actually apply moisturiser first. This way my skin just feels hydrated before I then go in like half an hour later with the tretinoin. Your skin will still absorb the tretinoin, it will still definitely work. It's just, you know, having that barrier between the two, between your skin and the tretinoin, it really helps your skin to, you know, be protected, stay hydrated, and avoid lots of that kind of peeling and redness. So if you're not using the buffing method already, then definitely whilst moving up in strength, I suggest doing that, at least on the evenings that you're going to be using the higher strength. That way you certainly will feel like you are adjusting slowly, and definitely you'll feel your skin is a lot more kind of hydrated, and you'll probably see results quicker too. Something I did when I noticed my skin was really reacting when I was trying to move up was asking myself myself, why am I doing this? Like, why am I moving up in strength? If 0.05% is working really well for you, like, what is the point in making your life a nightmare and damaging your skin, right? So for me, I actually felt like I wanted to increase the strength because I was using the buffing method. So I felt that potentially I could kind of get more from the ingredient because I wasn't going to stop using the moisturiser first. I think that's been working really, really well for me. I just thought I could kind of help my results improve. Definitely now that I'm getting into my 30s, I want to make sure that, you know, my skin is really reducing any signs of aging. I think I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel, but you know, I really wasn't one to be wearing SPF every single day in my 20s, with big regrets. But now that I know so much more about skincare and how my particular skin works, I know that I really need that to support my skin, to heal my skin, particularly if I am breaking out. Tretinoin really does a good job of helping me to heal my scarring. It really helps me to speed up the recovery from healing the actual acne. So, and definitely SPF goes along with that. But yeah, I just think really ask yourself if you need to do this. Like if I was in my early 20s and I was using Tretinoin to help clear my acne and it was working to clear my acne and I didn't really need it for anything else, I don't know if it's really worth putting yourself through that, to be honest. Sometimes I question if I even really need to do it, but you know, I felt like being experimental, and also, you know, I have this channel where I want to share with you kind of anything I know and find out about Tretinoin, so yeah, call me an experiment, I guess. So the next consideration, which I really would think about too, is actually the formulation of it. So when I started Tretinoin, I was using Tretinoin gel, which is Tretinoin mixed with a topical antibiotic called clindamycin. It worked really well for me, but it was in a gel formula. So basically you would apply it, and although the Tretinoin and the clindamycin were being absorbed by the skin, I didn't feel like the actual product was being absorbed. So it just left like a really kind of tacky feeling on my skin, and I did not like it. So when I moved to 0.05, I used it in cream formula, and that's exactly what I've done ever since. So definitely consider what's working for you at the moment. So if you find that gel works for you really well, like consider sticking with that, because if you're gonna move into a cream formulation, you don't know how your skin's gonna react. My kind of thought process is, you know, if it's working for you, stick with it, unless there's a reason to try something else. So, you know, I personally wouldn't go back to using gel now that I know that I really like the cream formulation. Also worth noting, if you are doing the buffing method like I am, where you apply moisturiser first and then the Tretinoin, I think, you know, for me anyway, it just feels like when I use the cream Tretinoin on top of the cream moisturiser, it kind of just blends together better. Yeah, I don't know what I mean by this, but I just feel like my skin absorbs it better. When I was applying gel over moisturiser, I don't know, I just felt like the two things weren't blending very well, right? Like they weren't formulated similar. So yeah, take from that what you will, but definitely stick to what you know works for your skin, because we are all so different, right? So I know that there's a massive community of us using Tretinoin over here on YouTube, and I know I speak to lots of you as well over on Instagram, but I would love to hear how you are getting on, because I know that we're all going through this journey, and I would love to hear, you know, if you're moving up in strength, how that's gone for you. Please leave us a comment down below, because I know you sharing your experience can definitely help me and everybody else who's part of this Tretinoin community. And if you've got any advice or any product recommendations, also let us know, because yeah, I feel like sharing this knowledge is helpful for all of us, right? If you haven't seen my playlist showing you exactly how my skin reacted as I moved through the months on Tretinoin, especially when I first started, then I'm gonna leave that on screen now as a playlist. So definitely go and click that, and I will see you over there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.